Hey guys, welcome back, and it is video 2 using the wireless lavalier mic system. However, this is video... Okay, there was a lot of videos that we actually did. So right now we're actually into the section where we test the knowledge and the concepts that we learned. So this is question number 2. So this question is, Bunny bought 7 4/8 yards of red fabric and 7 1/4 of blue. How many cloth did she buy in all? Okay, so let's put this problem down on a piece of paper. Now, I always tell kids the ideal thing is whenever we get a question, try to write it out, try to draw it out. But for this one, what we'll do, we'll just extract the information in terms of numbers that we have. So, Bunny, so B-U-N-N-Y. I'm actually also using Sharpie so that you guys might be able to discern the text a little bit better. Also using the zoom function on the phone itself. So they decided to buy, alright, so I'll actually mark it up, 7 4/8 yards of red fabric and 7 1/4 of blue. So how much cloth did she buy in total? So you guys could imagine, think about it. You, your moms, your dads, you guys go down high street, you want to make the school uniform, so you need to know how much material you bought in total. This would be applicable. So if you go by a tailor, they tell you they need, okay, X amount of cloth, you would need to have this sort of information ready and at hand. So in terms of red, we have 7 4/8. 4/8 could be reduced to a half, but we will talk a little bit more about that later. And blue equals 7 1/4. So they asked how much cloth did she buy in all? So buy in all. So that would be the total, or that would be addition. So essentially, what we have to do is we just have to add those two numbers. So the problem itself, the question would be, okay, the Sharpie is way too big. It's going to like fill up the whole screen. 7 4/8 plus 7 1/4. And we need to know the answer for this. Now, first things first, whenever we have, well, the rules are whenever we have a whole number or we have fractions with the same denominator, we just add them or subtract them, as the case may be. What do we have here? If we break this down into little pieces, we would see we have a whole number here and a whole number here. So before we even get into the topic of fractions, what we could do to make our lives easier is to add these whole numbers. So this would be part 1 of the problem, and then we add the fractions, which would then be part 2 of the problem. So first things first, what we're going to do is we're just going to add 7 plus 7 equals 14. So, whoa, okay, the camera, I just realized it was almost out of frame. Okay, so 7 plus 7 equals 14. So this would essentially be half of our answer. The other half of our answer, it lies in the topic that we're doing now, which is fractions. So, and this one is also really simple. What we tend to do usually is, answer sheet. No, don't cheat. You guys could pause this. I'm actually doing it for you guys. You guys don't need to like cheat or anything like that. So what we tend to do is we give about 8 questions. Questions 1, 2, that's just to cement the concepts that we teach you. Questions 3, 4, 5, those would be from sections 1 or sections 2 of the paper. Then sections 5, 6, 7, those would be from the section 3. And then question 8 would usually be something that is just out of this world, just to test critical thinking skills. Okay, and I think now it is 1 a.m. on Monday morning. I literally have work in a few hours, but I need to get this done. So after this, we'll do comprehension. No, we'll finish this paper. Then we'll do comprehension. Then I'll do some creative writing tips, and then we shall call it a day for this weekend. Next weekend, you guys will have much more. Okay, so continuing. So we finished. This is part 1. Now on to part numero dos, part 2. Part 2 of the question is essentially the addition of the fractions. So we have 4 over 8 plus 1 over 4. Okay, that blue is just so you guys could see the difference between the parts, but I'll write it in black so it'll be more visible. The first thing we need to do, we need to find the LCM for 8 and 4. With these two fractions, we know one thing. They have different denominators. They also have different numerators, but we have to find something common. We need to convert 4 over 8 into a fraction with the same denominator as 1 over 4. So what do? We broke out LCM. So with LCM, we have 8 and we have 4, and we do this a little inverse Tetris L thing, and we find the lowest number that could go into 8 and 4. So we could try 1, but 1 will give us the same thing. We'll be caught in a loop. So we try number 2. And these are numbers that we'll be able to divide, like 8 divided by 2 without leaving a remainder. That is important. If we have 3 cannot be divided by 2 without leaving a remainder. It will have remainder 1. So 8 divided by 2 will give you 4. 4 divided by 2 will give you 2. We just continue using the number 2 because 2 is divisible by 4 and divisible by 2. So 2, 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. Again, I will repeat this forever for the rest of the year. Whenever we have 1, that is it. That is endgame. We stop for that particular number. We just keep bringing it down after that. 2 could still be divided by 2. So 2 again. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And we have 1 here. And that is it. Do not write that x. That x is just to show that we ended the process. So we just multiply 2, multiply by 2, multiply by 2. 2 by 2 is 4. 4 2s are 8. And 8 is the lowest common multiple. Now, be very aware. According to some students, they have said that in their particular classes, the teacher, they said that they learned that if we have to do LCM, we just use the bigger number of the two numbers. In this case, this one case, the LCM turned out to be 8, which is correct. That is rare, and that does happen from time to time. But we're about learning the proper methodology. We don't want a situation where they learn, hey, use the bigger number, and then for the SCA exam, boom, it doesn't work. Do not do that. Use this thing. This is here for a reason. This inverse L. This method, again, is better in prime factorization because of its time is not as time consuming. It is scientific, it is precise. This is exactly what we want. Video is almost 10 minutes. Let's not do that. I took like half a day to upload the other video. It was more than 4 gigabytes. Okay, so we have 8. So we draw this line and we have 8. 8 is the LCM. So what do? 8 divided by 8. So 8 over 8 equals 1. Right? So we take this 1 and we multiply by 4. 1 by 4 is 4. And, well, we get 4 over 8. So the equivalent fraction for 4 over 8 is 4 over 8. But the reason why is because now we can actually upgrade this fraction. We can turn a quarter and we can make the denominator 8. So why is this weird clicking sound on the phone? Is that normal? Okay, that was weird. Okay, it's just me alone in the school. There is no one else here. So weird sounds at 1 a.m. is not cool. Okay, so 8 divided by 4, which will give us 2, right? We take that 2, multiply by 1. The top denominator, 2 by 1, is 2. So essentially, we have 4 plus 2, which will give us 6 over 8. So essentially, just so I can clean it up a little bit for you guys, on camera, 4 plus 8 plus 1 over 4 equals to 6 over 8. And this is the answer for part 2 of the question. Now, guys, don't forget we did part 1. So we need to combine both of them. And when when their powers combine. Okay, when both of them combine, we actually see exactly what is the correct answer. So we have the first part. So first part we learned that is 14, and the second part we learned that it is 6/8. So we just combine them. So we know that. So that will be equal to 14 and 6/8. Now, in the essay exam, you'll still get marks, but they prefer if you reduce this. So this 6/8 can be reduced. So let's try the lowest number 2. 2 can divide by 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And 8 divided by 2 is 4, 3/4. So the answer itself is 14 and 3/4 yards. Yeah, YRDS. Like in true viewfinder is stress. So again, let me just write that out. I will leave the page a little bit for you guys to like copy it down. Okay, so question is 7 and 4/8 plus 7 and 1/4, and that will give you 14 and 3/4 yards. Now remember, to double check this, we see 7 and 7, 14. If we get something other than 14, we know we are wrong. 4/8 plus 1/4, we get 3/4. So let me just put this is question number 5. Let me just put this here for a second. So this here is the question that we just did. Miss will send this for you guys, most likely as a Word document, but next week we will have a different method. We will have definitely a different method. We may have to sign up for like Zoom meetings or even Google Hangouts, and that way we'll be able to more efficiently get the exercise. But I'm taking into consideration technical expertise of everyone. Yes, I know we have some of the most tech savvy parents and grandparents. Like for instance, we actually have a head of an IT department in a major company, but we also have some parents like me. Okay, I'm not a parent, but hey, if I could get something via WhatsApp and watch it there in WhatsApp, I don't mind. The simpler, the better. So this is what we're trying to do. So the question we did was number 2, and the solution for number 2 is right over here. Scrolling down softly. Sound effects. Boom. Okay, so guys, this video is 12 minutes. Anyhow, you guys be safe. Peace out. I'm gonna do question 3 next. I am not going to leave this building until I finish all of the lessons for you guys. And remember, you guys have a whole week, so take your time, digest this material, look at it how much times you want. You have a full access to the video. So if you don't understand something on the first shot, don't worry. Grab a juice, grab a Coca-Cola, grab some Häagen-Dazs. I had Häagen-Dazs cookies and cream just about 10 minutes ago. So grab something, just rewatch your video, and be safe out there, guys. Peace.